Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you do not follow me on Instagram, you may not know that we recently moved. I will put details on all that in the description in case you're interested. Some of you already know, but I haven't really had a chance to do a sit-down update video because I'm on maternity leave and I haven't really filmed anything new in the last few weeks. Hence, I was 37 weeks pregnant here when we were moving, but I did film some tips and ideas for moving in case you are moving anytime soon. And I will do a mini house tour. I'll do a full house tour once we have a chance to settle in and decorate a little bit more. Anyway, I'm gonna jump right into today's video. So not only is moving a little bit stressful and also kind of expensive, there's a few ways to save money and make it a little easier on yourself. The Dollar Tree has some great items such as bubble wrap. They're kind of smaller rolls, but they're only $1 a piece, so they're really great to stock up on.
How many do we have? You want to have me count? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
There's 3.
That's 5. Can you help me move?
My preference is not to use too much bubble wrap because you're left with so much at the end. I really like to use t-shirts and sweaters, and you kind of pack two things at once, kill two birds with one stone, and you can pack fragile items with that. The Dollar Tree also has cotton rounds and cotton balls. Those are really helpful for packing cosmetics because sometimes cosmetics can break in a move, so I highly recommend getting things like that. And then padded envelopes work really great for jewelry, frames, different things like that. Also, look out at the Dollar Tree for items like Sharpies, gloves, tarp. You can find labels, all sorts of different types of tape, face masks, rope. There's so many different things you can find there that if you buy it at another store, it'll add up to a lot more than what you pay when you go to the Dollar Tree. Another item that people pay for when they're moving that they really don't need to is boxes. Often people want to get rid of boxes after they've moved and they'll give them to you for free. You can find them on Craigslist or Facebook groups, so they're friend of friends. And we actually found so many boxes from a Facebook group and we were able to spend very little on additional boxes. After we were done moving, we wanted to get rid of them too, so they ended up in someone else's hands, so they get recycled. Now, I knew we were going to be moving. We were in escrow for several weeks, so I wanted to make sure I planned ahead. I have these printouts that I actually have available on my blog, so if you want to print them out. But ways to plan ahead and save money is by recruiting family members. We took the kids and we made sure the kids stacked up the empty boxes and got them all ready, and then I got all the boxes ready to go. We had family and friends come and help us pack. I think they felt bad for me because I was so pregnant, so everybody was really helpful. We also rented a U-Haul ahead of time so we knew what time to go pick it up, what time to drop it off. I think planning ahead, whether you have movers or family and friends or you need to get a U-Haul, I think planning ahead, having a checklist is really important when you're moving. So you can print out that checklist that I made for free. It's on my blog, and use it to your benefit next time you move. In addition to a checklist, I also recommend getting colored dots, which I found these at the dollar store. And with the moving guide that you can also print out, this is a little list of where all the boxes are going to end up. So if you do have movers or friends and family helping put boxes in certain rooms, they know which boxes go where. Most people just write with a Sharpie, which items go in different rooms. But when you're using recycled boxes, a lot of times other people's writing has been on there and it can be confusing. So what I did here was I made a guide. Each box is going to be labeled, and then you're going to put a color-coded dot on the box. And then the color-coded dots will let you know which rooms those items go into. So for instance, for all of my closet items, I used a pink dot to represent, hey, if you see a pink dot, take it to the closet. And if anybody needed to reference it, they could look on the little reference guide. So again, you can also print that out for free on my blog. But I wanted to show you can either use the labels, which I think is really great because then if you do recycle the boxes, people can remove them. But often it's just easier to write with a Sharpie, and we ended up kind of doing that for the most part. So you can see Rachel's closet items had a pink dot, Oliver's items had a blue dot, and when you run out of colors, you can use two different colors to represent another room. So yellow and pink represented the master bathroom. And moving is totally different for every single person, so this might not work for you, but this is helpful, you know, if people are trying to find which rooms are which and which things go. It can be a little helpful, especially when it comes to unpacking. So if you think this will help you out, be sure to print that out for free on my blog. Okay, so next is to pack smart, and here's a few packing hacks. One thing for packing clothes, especially in your closet, is taking a bunch of clothes and using a garbage bag. Now, I've seen this hack done before, but they didn't try to recycle the trash bags, and I think the really great thing about this hack is that you can recycle the trash bags and use them once you've finished moving to throw items away. They won't be in perfect condition, but you can still use them. So you want to take a bulk of clothes, keep them on the hanger, and you're going to pull the garbage bag up, and then usually the area that you will tie the garbage bag when you're finished using it, that's going to go around the top of the hangers, so it'll keep everything intact, and then it'll just be a matter of taking a few different trash bags full of clothes from one closet to another. Makes it so that your clothes don't get ruined, they don't get dusty, they don't get dirty, and it makes for a really easy transition, and you also don't have to use a box to pack up your clothes. Like I mentioned before, it's really nice, not with fancy clothes, but with kind of, you know, older sweaters or t-shirts. You can use that to help pack fragiles for the kitchen, but dresses and blouses and things like that, this is a really great hack. I'm using the padded envelopes to store my jewelry. I'm going to pack my everyday jewelry, and I'm going to put that in my overnight bag, which I will talk about in a little bit. So this is jewelry that I want to access right away in case we don't get unpacked quickly. And then also I am using the cotton rounds and things like that, and I'm going to go ahead and start packing my makeup. Now with makeup, you don't necessarily need to box it. You just want to make sure you do protect it. And I'm also just going to take this makeup case, and I'm going to make sure that I tape it up. And I'm going to take that in a car ride over. So instead of putting it in the truck, I'm just going to put it in the car and consider it kind of a fragile. This is one tip I really recommend, which is putting saran wrap in between the top and bottom of a bottle. We had a few explosions when I didn't get a chance to do this, so I highly recommend doing it to as much as you possibly can because it will prevent explosions. And again, to reiterate what I mentioned before, using sweaters and t-shirts is a really great way to pack up the kitchen and fragiles without having to waste packing paper or additional bubble wrap. Now we tried to start unpacking right away. We were kind of in a rush to get everything going. But for the first few days, you want to pack a large plastic bin and also a packing bag. Now in the bin, I have the first aid kit, I have some all-purpose cleaner, some dish soap, some regular soap, I have some Gooby Gone, I have some Tide Pods just in case I want to do some laundry. I also have some sponges, some garbage bags, chargers, toilet paper, paper towels, batteries, Lysol, anything you think you might want to access, coffee within the first few days that you might not be able to find from packing. You want to make sure you put that in a bin that you have right there ready to go. Also an overnight bag with, you know, your kind of essentials, your toiletries, pajamas, a few items that you want to wear over the next few days. That way, in case you can't get to clothing items or various items, you can't find them in boxes, you have it right there ready to go. So an overnight bag and also an overnight bin is really helpful when you're moving. This great little bridge that goes over to the shed. We had some leftover wood from one of the trees and Byron cut all the wood. So this is the outer portion of the property, and then we have the inner portion. So here's a quick look. Got some of our furniture up already. These are pepper trees, which is kind of neat. So it literally produces pepper. So coming in from the garage, we have a laundry room to my left, which I need to like reorganize. And then we have our first guest bathroom. kitchen. Then we have the kitchen and like the living room area that goes out to the backyard. Morning. So in the kitchen looks out to the yard, the front yard. See the horsies. Okay, so we're still moving in, so we haven't decorated really. We have boxes and things. But this is the living room, which we plan to get a different couch. It's a little small. We'll move this one to a different room. So now from the living room area, front door and coat closet, and then we have a little barn door here that leads into another little room. This will probably be our filming studio, or where we keep filming supplies. Oops. So there's another little room here which we haven't decorated at all. That smaller couch will probably go in here. This is the guest bedroom, which Oliver's sleeping in right now. And then this is Oliver's room, which we still have to get a little mattress and finish unpacking. I love this door going into the master. And then right here, this is the master closet. So we've only been in here for a little bit. Everything's just kind of coming together, slowly but surely. The office, which has a bunch of boxes. That also has a door that goes out to the patio outside. And then we have this little entertainment room, which when the kids come over, they play in here, and they call this the hot room because it's the hottest room in the house at the moment. It takes a while for the air conditioning to get back here.
But yeah, it's just like a little entertainment room. Oh yes, this room will be studio office for right now. Boxes everywhere.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some helpful tips for your next move. And yeah, Godspeed if you're moving. It's never easy. If you like my channel, please be sure to subscribe. Check out my last 2 videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.